Perrin is a new character that was revealed in the new Pokémon Scarlet and Pokémon Violet DLC trailer, and we will meet her in Kitakami, which is very fitting considering how many Hisuian references we have there and how she is 100% a descendant of the Diamond Clan leader in Pokémon Legends Arceus, Adaman. But that's not all she's there for, since we'll also be taking some pictures to help her out. So hey, I'm not so trainer, and what about the Timeless Woods? Let's get into it. With Perrin being a camera-loving traveler, she is of course in Kitakami in order to take some pictures. But not just of anything. Her goal is to take a picture of a specific mysterious Pokémon that they left unnamed and that I believe we'll not know about until we actually play the Teal Mask. But what Pokémon could it be? There aren't a lot of clues that we have, but there are a few things that I believe can point us in the right direction. Or at least in the direction that I believe is the right one, right now. We have a name, the Timeless Woods. This is a place where, according to the official website, the people of Kitakami rarely tread, and it's where we'll be searching for the mysterious unnamed Pokémon. Of course, when we look at the name and think of Perrin, the whole Adaman and Dialga thing comes to mind. Dialga is the Pokémon that supposedly controls the flow of time, though a place where there is no time, a place that is timeless, would be a place technically out of its reach. Still, this can easily be just an eerie name that they tell each other in order to scare children from going to the Timeless Woods alone, something like that. But I do believe that the forest's connection to time will play a role in what Pokémon we're searching for. While Dialga is a Pokémon connected to time, it isn't a Pokémon connected to forests at all. It has its own dimension, it just doesn't stay in the forest sleeping under a tree. But we don't just have one Pokémon connected to time, do we? You know who I'm talking about, the mythical Pokémon Celebi from the second generation of Pokémon. The Pokédex entries for it talk about how in many different eras Celebi is talked about as a forest deity. And this Pokémon, while the guardian of the Ilex forest in Johto, doesn't stay there. Not only because it doesn't stay in that place, but also because it is a Pokémon capable of traveling through time. And we experienced it ourselves in the past when in Pokémon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, we were taken back in time and learned more about Team Rocket, Giovanni and Silver. It would make sense considering everything regarding Kitakami. We have a focus on nature, we have Japanese culture, we have shrines, and we have the woods having a time-related name. And it would also make sense with the Sword and Shield DLC giving us a mythical Pokémon to catch. In the DLC for Sword and Shield, more specifically the Crown Tundra, you were able to catch Keldeo in the wild through an in-game side quest, which marked the first time in a long time you were able to do such a thing. That alone, plus the mystery around what Pokémon Perrin wants to photograph, tell me it will more than likely be a mythical Pokémon as well, and Celebi fits that mold perfectly. Not only because of what I mentioned before, but also because of the likely future of Pokémon games. Pokémon Legends Arceus opened the door for more Legends games in the future, and it also opened the door to Sinjoh, the place where Johto and Sinnoh met. And while the first game focused on finding Arceus, with it being the force that took us to the past, I feel like there's a chance Celebi plays that role in the very likely Johto-related Legends game we have waiting for us. In fact, with those 3 books on top of the table that opened up that now legendary shiver-inducing trailer that revealed the prequel to us, I wouldn't be surprised to see a Sinnoh game, because we already saw that, a Johto game, and then a Sinjoh game. They are the 2 most important regions in the lore, and I believe that, while we will likely have prequels for the other regions as well, this specific tale will be related to those, and Celebi just fits in very well. But what if it isn't Celebi? I might be wrong, in fact I am wrong a lot of times. Well, I have 3 more ideas as backup, though one of them has more to do with Perrin than the woods themselves. Perrin has undeniably a bit of a black and white look to her. I wouldn't be surprised if she is from Unova, and being from Unova, and with Unova games likely also part of the future, they could use her to tease a possible revisit to the region. With that said, I don't see Genesect waiting in the Timeless Woods or Keldeo coming back once again. Meloetta would be interesting, though she doesn't fit that as well. Victini would be the only small, hard-to-spot Pokemon she would have to ask for help in order to photograph, but even then, we have no proof of Victini being related to a place like the Timeless Woods likely are. So, Gen 5 connection? Likely, at least when it comes to Perrin, but the Pokemon she wants to photograph likely doesn't fit that mold. The next idea comes from the information shown after the World's trailer, where we see Shaymin in Kitakami on some promotional screenshots. This Pokemon could be associated with woods, though flower fields are usually more likely to be where it is found. And with the Timeless Woods being a place where the people of Kitakami rarely tread, I don't expect large flower fields there, but it is still a possible thing and it was shown to us, so we have to keep that in consideration. And lastly, we could see a new mythical Pokemon. There's at least one per generation, even when they almost forget to release them like what happened with Zarude. I am absolutely sure that Gen 9 won't be forgotten, and even with this Pokemon usually being connected to movies, and movies not really happening ever since the Zarude one, there's always a chance that yet another pattern is broken with Gen 9. And we simply get a new mythical Pokemon, released not with a mystery gift attached, but with an actual in-game side quest. But who am I kidding? That would never happen, and I'm 100% betting on Celebi to be the mystery Pokemon from the Timeless Woods. Also, the Japanese website tells us that Perrin will also be in the Indigo disc, so we will be seeing more of her in the second part of the DLC. And that is all I have for you today. I believe Perrin wants to photograph Celebi, and that will likely connect to something with Johto being in the spotlight once again in the future. But what about you? What Pokemon do you think she wants to photograph? Let me know in the comments down below. And now, like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Pokemon content, and also ring the bell so you know when the next video is out. You can follow me on social media and Twitch. I stream there Wednesday to Sunday, not Saturday, or join our Discord. All the links are in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.